Okay, the water we had on the stove is now up to boil, and you can't see it because off camera obviously. I've got the tin of liquid malt extract just sitting in the water a moment just to soften up because it's really sticky. You'll see in a minute. And if you heat the can in the water, it just helps to get things to pour easier. In the bottom of the brew bin, I have now added our kilogram of spray malt. It smells absolutely gorgeous. It smells, you can really smell the malt in it. And obviously when we add the can of liquid malt extract, it's going to smell, you know, pretty much the same, but a lot stronger. So I'm now going to take the can of liquid malt extract out of the water. Get our spoon in there ready. Opening the can of liquid malt up. And when I do this, I like to take the lid of the can right off. You've got to be careful to not let it fall in the back into the jar, which I can tell you is easier said than done. On the lid, this stuff is really, really sticky. You can see here, look. I mean, it is just thick, black, sticky stuff. Get as much off the lid as we can. We'll rinse that off in a moment. So, we pour this straight into the brew bucket. As you can see, we've got a fair amount here. Look at that. Get the spoon in there, scrape it. We want every last drop of this out. Now, you can see inside the can there's still loads in there. So I've got a kettle of water boiled. I'm going to fill the can up with that. Right to the top. We'll just leave that for a second to start breaking down, dissolving. This stuff is really sticky. You get it on you know you've got it on. So we need to. I'm going to make this up to, as I said, add about 6 pints of hot water to it, or just enough to start dissolving it. So we're going to pour that in. I'm going to add the whole pan there. And give it a good stir. Really get everything dissolved. You know, you've got to get everything in here. You don't want any lumps. I want nothing not dissolved. In fact, I'm going to get the camera a bit lower down so you can really see everything being done here. Here we are. I'm going to really get in there. Everything dissolved. Give it a really good stir. Try not to spray everywhere. That's obviously why I got the plastic sheet down, because it does go everywhere. And you get this on you, it's gonna burn. So we don't want to do that. Okay, we've left the can for a moment. Now what we're going to do, using a towel or an oven glove, is, because this can, I've done it so many times. You fill it with the boiling water to get the last few drops out, and you don't think about it. You pick it up, and you really will know about it. And that can isn't fully clean yet. So we're going to put a tiny bit more in. Give it a real good. I'm actually going to get the spoon in here. Really give it a good stir. Pour that in as well. There we go. The can is almost clean. Now that should be enough. And this is really concentrated this. We will leave what's on the lid because we risk burning ourselves. Okay, we're going to just really stir this, get it really mixed up. Round and round and back the other way to break it up. I like to use, most people just stir it round and round and back the other way. I like to use cutting motions across it, really get the warp moving, really break everything up. That should be enough for now. So I'm going to finish this glass of wine up first. Beautiful stuff. Right, I'm going to stop recording now. I'm going to get this wort covered up now with the lid. We don't want anything to fall in there, or any insects to get in or anything. I'm going to get this upstairs. Then I'm going to start topping it up with hot and cold water until we get it to the right temperature. Okay, we've now got the bucket topped up to 5 gallons, or it's about 40 pints of wort. It's at the right temperature. Maybe a little bit on the warm side, but as I said, it is quite cold, so that's going to drop very quickly. Done. We're now going to sprinkle the contents of the yeast sachet over the brew and stir. Now, I know from watching videos on YouTube, some people don't stir, some people do stir. I myself stir, and even if the instructions had said not to, I would have done. Because in my opinion, it just gets the yeast, you know, into the mix, gets it working. This is the yeast packet, comes in a little packet like that, and all we do is, if you were going to leave it on top, you would very evenly shake it across the top of the brew like that, which obviously I've done. We'll get every last drop of that yeast out. But that's only for demonstrations, because I'm now going to go hell for leather with a spoon, really get this yeast. And as soon as you put that yeast in, you get that bready yeast smell. It's just, it is so delicious. I love the smell of it. I love the smell of a brew. It's been almost a year since I last did a home brew. Obviously I've moved out of my flat, now living with family, so I haven't got the room I used to have. So this is going to be in my bedroom with me. You know, you could have worse bedroom companions. This is going to be gurgling away all night. It's going to be giving off carbon dioxide. It's going to be giving off a nice fermenty smell, but I don't mind. We want to get this yeast really mixed in. We want to get lots and lots of oxygen. Help the yeast with lots of oxygen. When I was pouring the cool water in this to bring the temperature down, I was pouring it up from quite high, letting it splash in. Obviously not too high, so it went, you know, all over the rest of the homebrew stuff that's sitting here. That's my cider sitting there. It's been there for weeks now. I've lost count of how many weeks. I'm going to bottle it at some point. We'll just leave it, see what happens. As I said, yeah, I was pouring it up really high, get plenty of oxygen in the mix, just to help the yeast along. Okay, once we've got that stirred in, we then get our lid on top of the fermentation bin. We also very quickly run off to the sink and we'll fill up our airlock. Okay, so the airlock's filled up. There are 2 types of airlock that I know of. Let's see if I can find another one. I've got one of each here. There's this type. It's like a barrel. You fill this part up with water, and then you put the lid on like that, snap it down, like that. This part goes in the bung. Oh, the carbon dioxide comes up and bubbles through. They're okay, there's nothing wrong with them. I know people like them. I prefer this type. You can hear it, in my opinion, a lot easier. Just so I know. It's full up with water just at the bottom there. Nothing can get in. Carbon dioxide can still get out. Capped at the top so nothing falls in. Rubber bung on there. We now push that in there. We'll just even the pressure off slightly. And we're just to check if we've got a good seal. We're going to push down on here, just see if the liquid moves. As you can hear, it gurgled there, which means we have got an airtight seal. Get that. Just get everything gurgling back through there. This is the sort of sound you're going to hear when it's fermenting. Not as fast as that, obviously. There we are. So the lid is on. The airlock is sealed up tight. Now, as I said, because we're in the UK here, October, it's cold, I'm just going to wrap a blanket around it. I haven't got a thermometer on the barrel itself, like these ones. I don't know if you can see it on the cider here. Lets us know what we're at. But I can tell on that one we're colder than where we should be, because we need to leave it at room temperature, which once again is 65 to 75. I'm not sure whether we're going to keep it at that. It's just, you know, fermentation time is about a week, but will be longer in cold weather. It's probably going to be longer here. We'll leave it. You know, it will do its thing, you know, but it works better when it's warmer.